back in the day, right, we would look for meal plans online. So look for paleo meal plans, or look for keto meal plans, or look for under 1,200 calorie meal plans. And as I said earlier, that only gets you to know the meal plan. It doesn't get you to know yourself. And so what's going to be required of you in engaging with ChatGPT is to know yourself first. So I am a know yourself first coach. And so you're going to be able to tell ChatGPT who you are, what you know about yourself, so that it can generate a meal plan to help you feel better, to help you feel better overall. And as a result, by addressing root causes of inflammation in the body and the issues that are going on for you that I'm going to tell you about today, you will get a meal plan that will help your body go into what I call energetic alignment, and for it to feel joyous and to feel comfortable and to feel happy, so that you're eating the right nutritional requirements for your body. When we are hyper focused on a diet, like if you're hyper focused on keto and you're like keto for fat loss, okay, you're only looking for one thing and satisfying one thing. You're not getting to the root cause of what could be going on for you with weight gain. Okay. If you're looking for low carb diets, same thing. You're simply just looking and getting to know a diet that's lower in carbohydrates. We think, oh, I can't have bread. I can't have rice. I can't have pasta. I can't have toast. I can't have, right? I can't. What I'm going to teach you today is going to empower you in who you are and what you can do in order to be able to reach your health goals, reduce inflammation, feel better in your body. And if weight loss is something that you're looking for, it will absolutely help you do that. What I don't want you to do is to go into ChatGPT and say, give me a meal plan for losing 20 pounds. Why? Again, you're not addressing the root causes of inflammation in your body, of which there are 4 that I address with my clients, how you know that what you are doing is not working for you. So I'm going to tell you what those 4 things are, how you know is what you're doing is not working for you, so that it can generate a meal plan that's in alignment with you and the goals that you have for yourself in order to feel better in your life. If we don't feel better, we can't do better. We can't move more. We feel less inclined to take care of ourselves. So my number one goal for you is to learn how to use ChatGPT to feel better and to generate the meal plans that are going to be required in order for you yourself individually to feel better. Okay. So I can't wait to share it with you. Awesome. Let me go ahead and get started with some of the fun stuff. Okay. If you've used ChatGPT before, let me know in the comments. I've used it before. If you never have, let us know in the comments. I've never used it before. Even if you're watching on the replay, I want to know who in our community has played around with ChatGPT and who hasn't. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what ChatGPT looks like when you sign up for it. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. All right. So when you sign up for ChatGPT, it's like a question and answer kind of board, right? So I could put anything in here. Like I could ask it a question like, what's the capital of New Jersey? Okay. And then it'll give me the answer, and it gives it to me really quickly. And what I like about this, I know Google is awesome and everything, but the thing that I find about Googling things, Googling meal plans, Googling for information is that we get so overloaded. Like I could put in what's the capital of New Jersey, and it's not just going to give me the capital of New Jersey, but it's going to give me all of the information surrounding it. And I go on like visual overload and an information overload. What's really cool about ChatGPT is it's like yes and no. It's going to give you exactly what you ask for, and it's going to make it really simple for you. So when you're looking up meal plans for yourself online, it's like the amount of resources and people who believe that they know what they're talking about feels infinite. This is one place. It's going to be very direct, and it's going to tell you exactly, it's just going to give you one option. So I love that. I love that I get one option. I feel less overwhelmed, and I feel a little more in control of the information that's being given to me. So that's pretty cool. The other thing that it does is it will save some of your conversations. So in playing with this, I asked for gluten-free mood boosting recipes. I asked for a mood boosting meal plan. These are the ways that I've been playing with it lately. And your mood is one of the top 4 inflammatory stressors that we go through, and one of the prompts that you're going to end up using in ChatGPT. So the things that I want you to focus on in order to be able to generate the meal plan that's going to be right for you, I have put into a graphic that I'm going to share with you at the end of this live so that you can have it and you can input this in for yourself. Okay, so these are ChatGPT prompt examples. The types of things you're going to want to tell it that are unique to you that Google isn't going to know about you is a meal plan for your age and your gender. Okay, so those are 2 things that is going to be important to tell. Your goals. This is where I want you to avoid putting in a weight loss goal, and I want you to get down to the root causes of inflammation goal, which is something that you can monitor for yourself. You could say, well, which one of these things feels like it's the top priority for me right now? Or you could book a call with me and we can really get into which one of these inflammatory stressors is the cause of dissatisfaction with your body, unwanted weight gain, and being stuck. But you can play with this for yourself to see what it generates. So I would say generate a meal plan for a 40-year-old woman who wants to improve her, and pick one of these 4 things: your mood, your digestion, your focus, or your energy levels. Again, these 4 things are signifiers of stressors that are in your body that you're probably experiencing right now. So if you want to tailor it to you and your needs and who you are, you're going to want to pick one of these 4 things. There are other things that you might also want to add. Are you going through menopause? Do you need to regulate your hormones? Do you need to reduce inflammation? Do you need to balance your blood sugar? So if those are things that you know about yourself, you can absolutely include those in your prompt. So far I've got a prompt for ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you guys. And I always say, please, I like to be nice to my AI. Generate a meal plan for a 40-year-old woman who wants to improve her digestion. Okay. I'm not going through menopause, so I'm not gonna include that, but you absolutely could include that. What else? Why don't I put in there improve her digestion and balance blood sugar? Okay. So maybe I know that about myself, that balancing my blood sugar is important. I'm going to add on to it now foods to avoid. So women who work with me end up finding out what their individual inflammatory foods are. Those are foods that cause unnecessary distress in the body, and that we should either avoid or limit them as much as possible while you're on the journey to healing. At some point, the floodgates open and your body will accept some of these things, but the top inflammatory stressors are dairy, gluten, thickening agents, soy, and gums. So those are the things that I typically avoid, or I ask my clients to think about and consider, and we look at in their journals to figure out if they're causing issues or not. Not everybody needs to avoid those things. Not everybody needs to go on a Whole30. Not everybody needs to eat paleo. Not everybody needs to avoid all of those things all the time. Again, it's unique to you, and that's something that I work with my clients on. But for the sake of this, I actually avoid almonds. I have an almond sensitivity. That's something I learned about myself. So avoid almonds. I prefer to avoid gluten. Why? Because I have it sometimes. Like I love a sourdough avocado toast every now and then. I love to enjoy some sort of like baked good with my kids sometimes. Like sometimes it's in there, but asking for a meal plan that avoids it is going to help me really frame what's best for me. So I know these things about myself. If you know what to avoid, if you're lactose intolerant, you can put it in there and say avoid dairy or avoid lactose. So avoid almonds, avoid gluten. Those are the things for me. Okay, so I'm going to submit that first so you guys can see what happens. Okay, so generate a meal plan for a 40-year-old woman who wants to improve her digestion and balance blood sugar, avoid almonds, avoid gluten. So here's a sample meal plan. Boom. It's going, it's doing its thing, it's generating, and it's telling me exactly what I could eat. It's got day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And so I'm just sort of hands off, like marveling at this incredible thing that's going on in front of me. Right. And so now we get an overview of what an appropriate meal plan to boost my mood. If I'm going through moodiness, if I'm going through a tough time or depression, this is what's going to help me while avoiding the things that are hard for me. So quinoa porridge, amazing. Suddenly I'm like, wow, that sounds really good. Grilled chicken with steamed broccoli and quinoa, amazing. A green salad with olive oil and lemon dressing, Greek yogurt with sliced strawberries, baked salmon with roasted sweet potatoes and asparagus, sauteed spinach with garlic. Like, this makes sense, right? These are mood boosting foods. This is naturally low in carbohydrates because I asked it to balance my blood sugar. So it's going to really prioritize protein. That's why you might see quinoa instead of rice. It's avoiding gluten. So that's why you don't see bread in here for me. And if we continue on, you can just kind of like scan through and see what it's telling me to do. So here comes the point where it's like, awesome. How do I make this stuff? How do I make this stuff? So I love a meal plan. What I would do is I would write it out then, like by hand. I would write down exactly the meal plan for the week. That sounds really good. But then it's like, okay, so how do I cook this stuff? So you ask it, can I have recipes for the meal plan? So here are some recipes. Boom. It's giving me all the recipes for things I might not know. Is anybody else's mind blown right now? So I've got a meal plan tailored to me, a 40-year-old woman who wants to balance her mood and her blood sugar, avoid gluten and almonds, and to not only have the meal plan, but then have recipes to go with it. Now, the thing that it won't do is you can't necessarily print it from here, but you can definitely copy it, paste it, and put it in like a Google Doc for yourself, and you can print it out from there. Okay. So here's all my recipes. Now you're like, okay, that's great, Helen. But how about grocery shopping? Do I have to go and look at all of the ingredients and figure out how much of each thing do I need to buy for the groceries? Nope. You can ask ChatGPT to do that for you too. Give me a grocery list for my meal plan. Here's your grocery list. Yes, it's true. This isn't like the robot from the Jetsons. She's not going to come over and like make it for your family and serve it to you on the table. But this is pretty good, right? You guys, I have recipe packs that I've been giving to my clients based on their needs and based on what serves them and based on, that have recipes and also ingredients in them. But this gives you control over what you want, what you need. And it's very to the point. It's telling you exactly what you can do in order to be able to take care of yourself. So give me a reaction in the comments. Let me know what you think about what you've seen so far. Is this cool? Is it helpful? Are you excited about it? Is it something that you think that you might use? Before I go on and answer some of the questions that were in the event chat. Awesome. So we do have a couple people that have used ChatGPT before. Amazing. I'm scanning through the comments just to see what you think about this. Is this something that you think you would use? Because for me, to just overview and even just to remind myself of the things that I want to have in my pantry to be successful, even if I didn't go back and follow this by the book, here are the things that I would have in my pantry as a person who is taking care of her health, wants to stabilize her mood, feel better in my body, reduce inflammation, balance my blood sugar. Can you imagine being surrounded by these things? Right? So being surrounded by these proteins, these fruits, these vegetables, this is what you want to make available to you. You can also think about it in this way. What am I surrounding myself with in order to live out the health of my dreams? What am I surrounding myself with? These are the things I get to have around that are going to help me feel good. They're going to help me feel good. So I want you guys to feel good too, and to be able to reach the goals that you are setting out for yourself. Okay. So a couple of questions came up. I had one person said that her husband does a really great job of cooking consistently for their family, but what he often lacks is adding greens into the recipes. So just for fun, I asked her what are her favorite meals that she had. So let's go ahead and start a new chat. And let's say if you have a staple in your house. So say it's pasta. Okay, I'm gonna say, can I have a recipe for, and maybe I'll say gluten-free pasta, just because that's how I would roll. And free pasta with tomato sauce and add greens. Okay, let's just see what it says. So here's a recipe. Okay, so it's going to tell you about the pasta. It's going to tell you about the tomato sauce. She uses a store-bought tomato sauce, which is fine. I just want to suggest to you guys to use Rao's, RAO''S, Rao's tomato sauce. I use it. I do not make my own tomato sauce when we have a pasta night. So Rao's is definitely my go-to. Okay. And so it says for the greens, you can add these things, and you can have that. So cook the pasta, prepare the tomato sauce, prepare the greens. It'll tell you how to do that, and then combine everything all together in order to be able to add greens. Okay, so you can take your family favorites and you can include them. The other thing is that if you have kids that are picky and they don't want the greens, guess what? Have your pasta and your sauce, have your pasta, your sauce, and your greens, and let people make bowls of what's going to work for them. Sometimes I've overdone it on refined carbohydrate things, right? Like maybe earlier that day I had sourdough toast, and maybe I had some crackers for a snack or something like that. For dinner, because I'm a person who wants to balance her blood sugar, be surrounded by health, and welcome in a lot of vegetables, I'm going to have sauce and meatballs and maybe some spaghetti squash, and then I'm going to add the greens to it. Other people in my family might do the pasta, the spaghetti, the sauce and meatballs, and maybe not add the greens to it. The key is, especially when you're feeding a family, is to have it all visible and available, and that they see you making the choices for yourself. So I do not micromanage my kids and tell them they have to eat things before dessert, but I offer them over and over again, and they always see what's on the table and what's available. And also, we do a lot of eating with friends. So they'll see what their friends are doing, and a little healthy peer pressure never hurt anybody, to be able to see their friends like choosing to put some greens on, or I'll invite them and say, hey, how about just a little piece? Is kind of fun. So another staple that she had, these are staples for me too, by the way. So pasta, grilling burgers or sausage with corn, chicken or salmon with rice, total staples. And those are great bases for dishes. So let's see. Can I have a kid-friendly, let's try this, kid-friendly burger recipe with a side of vegetables. Okay. Now, when I say kid friendly, first of all, it drives me crazy that restaurants that menus only have things like chicken nuggets and all of that stuff. It's like, what does that say to our kids, right? But just for the sake of, yes, children can be difficult when we're feeding them. And so asking ChatGPT to make something kid friendly could be helpful. It's assuming a certain constraint that most grown-ups have in their life when it comes to feeding their kids. So it might just get you out of your head to feel a little more confident in the kitchen, preparing something and cooking something for yourself and your kids at the same time. Again, my recommendation would be have a plate of burger patties that are cooked, have a plate of the vegetables that are cooked, have a plate of sweet potato fries or baked fries that you cooked, and let people take what they want in order to to make what they have or to support themselves. So serve the kid-friendly burgers alongside the roasted vegetables for a balanced and delicious meal. You can add other toppings like cheese, bacon, or avocado to customize it to your children's tastes. Okay. So I want you guys to have fun with this, right? Take your staples. There's a couple things that we've learned, right? How to tailor a meal plan for me and my needs. How to take a meal plan and to, or a dish and to make it kid friendly. How to generate recipes and how to get a grocery list for the things that I want to eat in my life. Now, somebody else said it's hard when you have like a house full of people who have different tastes in things. So just as I've done here already, you can put in here, please create a barbecue for a family that, and then you can just put in the things that people avoid or the things that people don't like. That avoids mayonnaise, right? Gluten and nuts. A barbecue dinner. We'll see what it does with that. Oh, we gave it a hard one. Certainly, here's a barbecue dinner. Okay, and it's going to give us all the whole thing. The main course, the sauce. So again, I want you guys to feel like this resource helps you with the goals that you have. Now, if you don't know what your goals are, or if you're having a hard time really pinpointing the issues that are going on in your body and in your mind that are keeping you from actually achieving your health goals, that's where I come into play. So ChatGPT isn't going to get in the kitchen and make this for you. Like I said in the beginning, ChatGPT is not going to hold space for you when it's hard. ChatGPT is not going to help you understand if some of the ingredients that you're having aren't supporting you in your health goals and change those out for you. So if that's the kind of help that you need, I want you to start with ChatGPT, and then while you're doing that, book a call with me to see if working together would be helpful for you. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to 2 things in the chat for those of you who are here and for those of you who are watching the replay. I'm going to put a link in here to my ChatGPT infographic so that you can use it. And I would love, and Ivana says it rouses her go-to too. Awesome. Okay, so please, those of you who are here, click on that. I'm not sure it's going to, oh, you know what? I have to give you the share link. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Copy link. Forget that. Let's delete it. Boop. Okay, let's not get confused. All right. That should work. All right, so in the comments, I've put the infographic for the prompts that you could use in ChatGPT. Ivana, I know, is a vegetarian, so you can put in there a vegetarian or a vegan meal plan for a woman who is this old, who is struggling with her mood, digestion, focus, energy levels, whichever thing. You can also say you want it to be easy and quick, right? For those of you that have little kids at home and it's hard for you to get dinner out on the table. For those of you who work really late, right? So you can put in any other tailored language around it in order to generate something that you need. But using this infographic is going to be a good start. The other thing that you guys can do is if any of this resonates with you and you'd like to talk more about your mood, your digestion, your focus, your energy levels, reducing inflammation, and taking care of your body in a new way to do things differently than what we're taught through fad diets and diet culture, then just book a call with me, because I have space in my upcoming programs and we can talk about whether getting started on a fitness journey or a nutrition journey or both combined in my transformation program is going to be helpful for you. And you don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to just do it with a robot. Okay, though the robot's cool. The robot is super cool. This is a 45-minute call. You're not just going to get information from me about my upcoming programs, you're also going to get free coaching from me in order to figure out exactly where your obstacles are and how you can blast through at least one of those, not using ChatGPT, but using your heart, yourself, and some strategies that I have to offer you beyond robot help. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was certainly a pleasure for me. So fun to do something brand new and to work, hand in hand with technology instead of being like, I don't want to do technology. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Okay. All right.